146 days in solitary confinement in Iran's notorious Evin prison for Jason Rezaian, a reporter for the Washington Post. The Iranian-American who holds dual citizenship was taken into custody on July 22nd with his wife Yegana Salehi and 2 others. The 3 have since been released. According to sources, the Tehran apartment of the couple was ransacked by security forces and their personal items confiscated. After some 4 months in prison, Rezaian was charged in an Iranian court last week and his request for bail denied. For its part, the U.S. State Department has condemned the detention, calling for the 38-year-old's release.
The U.S. is disappointed and concerned by reports Iranian judiciary has charged Washington Post's Jason Rezaian with unspecified charges. We call on the Iranian government to drop any charges against him and release him so he can be reunited with his family.
John Kerry has also expressed concern that Rezaian has not been able to speak to a lawyer, a statement denied by an Iranian official in an exclusive interview with France24.
He has access to legal support as well. We will support this idea.
Meanwhile, following reports of Rezaian's deteriorating health, his family are calling for his release as he nears the end of his 5th month in detention.
Well, joining me now on the set for more are Mary Rezaian and Ali Rezaian, Jason's mother and brother. First of all, this is the first interview you've given together, so thank you so much for that. Mary, let me start with you. You've just announced that you're planning on going to Iran. What is your plan for your time there, and are you optimistic that you'll be able to help your son?
Well, I certainly hope I will be able to help him. My plan is to see him, to determine how his health is, because over this long period of time, we understand it has been deteriorating, as well as his just sense of well-being. So I want to see him. I understand that Evin prison is a very cold place, and I want to bring him warm clothes because it can be blistering hot or freezing cold, and I want him to be less miserable than he has been for this extended period of time.
Ali, Jason was in solitary confinement for 4 months before these charges, which we still don't know what they are, were finally put down on him. Let's talk about the timing of this. Why do you think they waited so long? Why were these charges finally given now 4 months after the fact?
You know, we really don't know. I think that they spent a lot of time delaying as much as they could. There are legal procedures that they went through to keep him in custody as long as they could without charging him. I think that shows the weakness of the case against him. And so I think that they got to the point now where they had to pass it along.
What happens next from a legal standpoint?
So my understanding is now that within a month or so, they will set a time for a trial. Once that trial is set, it would be approximately 10 days or so before the trial happens. What they've claimed is he'll have access to a lawyer and that his lawyer will have access to his case file at the time that the trial date is set. Typically, they would have had access to that information months ago. So they've done a lot of things to prolong this, but those are the next steps.
Mary, you've also, both of you have launched a petition aimed at several Iranian officials, including the Supreme Leader, Khamenei. Tell us about that. What does it say exactly? What do you hope to achieve with that?
It's with change.org. We are addressing the Supreme Leader and President Rouhani, and we are asking for their release. But we are asking people to sign this petition. And if it is listed under Free Jason Rezaian with the change.org logo, but also they have a website, Free Jason and Yegi, which contains all of this information as well.
What about the U.S. State Department? Are you hopeful there's something that they can do?
You know, we've been talking with the State Department, and they've been reaching out as much as they can to the Iranian government because of the communications that have been going on, and they're meeting again this week in Geneva. And so we hope that can be a fruitful path.
What are your thoughts, again, on the reasons of why Jason, who was there, had, if I've understood correctly, every right to be there as a journalist just doing his job, why was he arrested?
We really don't know. But I hope to be able to speak with officials and determine more information about that.
Do you have any information, any contact from him at all? Have you heard anything?
I haven't spoken to him since July, a couple days before he was taken. My mother was able to speak with him on Thanksgiving.
He was able to telephone me, but there were other people in the room. We did not speak about anything other than family and personal things.
How did he sound?
We both cried intermittently. He sounded ready to come out.
Understandably. Thank you so much for taking the time to come in to speak to us, both of you. Mary and Ali Rezaian, wishing you all the best on your trip, Mary, and the best of luck for Jason.
I appreciate that so much.
Thank you very much.